Hi, I'm Jode Salt and I'm an assertiveness coach for women, helping them to smash glass ceilings, grow their authority and credibility, speak up for themselves and get what they want. In this video, I'm going to be talking all about credibility, the secret sauce to smashing that glass ceiling and being seen as the credible expert that you are. I love a saying that came up recently in one of my entrepreneur circles. If you can't get a seat at the table, build your own effing table. So you might be thinking, what's that all about? So I'll explain. One of the many challenges that I see women facing in business, professionally, and in their personal lives is that they don't get taken seriously. They lack credibility, and it's a damn shame because in the main, these women are true experts. They've got a zone of genius that would add a lot of value and bring something to the party that's actually missing. There are many, many reasons for this and lots of other factors that influence it. But firstly, there's some self-limiting beliefs going on for these women. A smidge or a bucket loads in some cases of imposter syndrome. But aside from that, there's more and it's deeper. For many, I see them trying to break the boys club mentality without success. And there are some females in that group occasionally, alpha females of course. They've already succeeded in getting their seat because they behave like the men. Note to self, wrong strategy. The reason that they don't have this success, they move to a position of passive aggressive. They become sarcastic, flippant, dismissive. They see it as rising above the banter, but they lack self-awareness in how they're being perceived. Result? Zero credibility. The alternative is that they join the alpha females and go all in on being aggressive, resigning themselves to becoming a less than true and authentic version of themselves that everyone can see through. Not to mention it alienates them with others that could be their biggest cheerleaders. Worst of all, they're really unhappy, unfulfilled, and very rarely achieve the success that they wanted. So, what's the answer? Well, if you're one of these women, here's the secret sauce that will change things for the better and for good. Number one, use what your mama gave you. Strong, innate, female characteristics that you possess will propel you immensely at this point. So don't shy away from them. Use them to your advantage. The things I'm talking about here are your emotional intelligence, your intuition, your ability to be wholly present, and the behaviours of high trust that come so naturally to you. Don't hide these away as if you're embarrassed or shameful about them. Let them shine. Number two, surround yourself with great people. You don't need to know everything. Knowledge is no longer power. That power now belongs to Google. Our power lies in our character. It's personal power as opposed to positional power. Build a team of amazing people around you, ones that mitigate your gaps or weaknesses so that you can focus on capitalising on your strengths. Ensure that that team is diverse. That's where innovation resides. Leaders who build clones of themselves and surround themselves with yes people eventually become a bit like the emperor's new clothes. So in a team built upon diversity, there's friction and chaos, yes. But back to science, we're all made of the same stuff. Molecules and atoms that collide and chemically react to create something new. The constant jostling and vibration of these particles are what gives us heat, light and life. Number three, sharpen your saw. One of the wonderful Mr. Covey's habits. Keep learning and developing. Caveat though, watch out for becoming a serial course goer. That's not the same thing. Ensure that you move from motion to action. That means working more on the implementation and application of new skills than the absorption of overloading content that just sits in the filing cabinet in your brain gathering dust. What puts you ahead of the game? Bridging the knowing-doing gap. Many people have been on all the courses and learned all the stuff. They know it all of it. They can regurgitate it reasonably well if you ask them, but do they do it? Practice it? Day in, day out? Do they shan't? The skill I highly recommend, there's two actually, is influencing and of course assertiveness, both of which I can actually help you out with. Number 4, be frank with your feedback. No matter how senior in an organisation I explore, very few people are really good at giving high quality feedback. Firstly, they give it with wonky intent. Feedback should be given with super squeaky clean intent, giving it for the benefit of the other person in a quest to help them get better and or endorse their strengths to motivate them to do more of it, not to get something off your chest because they've peed you off or given your ego a little bit of a dent. Ensure you feed back at behavioural level, not at identity. This should not be a character assassination. You should ensure that you articulate that behaviour very, very specifically, along with the impact that it had. Then remember, this is a two-way conversation. Now would be a good time to listen. You might learn something as well. And then both of you can make any conscious choices you wish, or not, as the case may be, to do more of or do differently to get the result or outcome that you desire. Finally, number 5, snowflake to sassy. Sadly, many of the women I meet in these circumstances have a stab at challenging their position and boosting their credibility, but when it doesn't work, they throw the towel in. Being assertive and to woman up means being tenacious. It means persevering and having some grit. Dig deep, go again, tweak your approach. Remember, Einstein defined insanity as repeatedly doing the same thing and expecting a different result, but he didn't mean give up if the first attempt didn't work. I'll go back to the quote at the beginning of this video. If you can't get a seat at the table, build your own effing table. So if building your credibility or authority is on your agenda, your objectives, one of your goals or aspirations, then my 8-week group coaching program, Woman Up, would be perfect for you. I have a cohort starting at the end of September. So if you'd like to know more details when they're released, and so that you get priority access to the best offers and bonuses, then make sure you add yourself to the waitlist on the link with this post.